What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Creator Chat, the conversation piece where we talk about Pokemon, life, and dogs. Because that's what I feel like talking about today with my guest, Starman DX. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Hey, man, I'm alive. I'm breathing. You know, the fun stuff. The fun stuff.
I feel that. Yeah, I've been feeling good today. I got my new shirt on, so it's feeling nice
Hey,
and comfortable.
I think I wore this shirt on with Get You, but I'm not 100% positive. I did wash it, though, so that's a plus.
Oh yeah, yeah. I just threw it on like right after my shower, and it is definitely soft. I like it.
Yeah, it's the gray. So the white is 100% cotton, so it's gonna shrink. That one is a 90-10 with polyester.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is a lot. It's a lot more comfortable. I feel it feels a lot more breathable to me.
Mhm.
But I know it should last a little longer too after a few washes.
Right. Yeah, I was thinking about turning this into a tank top because like it's so comfortable. Once it like stops fitting, I want to be able
Yeah,
to keep wearing it.
yeah, that would be a cool idea. Just Joshin is gonna turn his. He's gonna tie dye his because he got a white one.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's gonna be a cool one. I'm gonna say what's up to some people in the chat. We have Ghastly Grabs, Odie Opens, Fish Can't Swim, RJ Clark, and Zach the Poke Collector. Normally I do this at the end of the stream, but Zach will be the guest next week.
Ooh.
Daniel, Pop, how you doing, my friends? But let's jump right into it while we wait for some stuff on the Q&A side to be asked. If, as you guys can see on the Q&A, give Star much needed unwanted advice on fatherhood. He is expecting. Congratulations to you again.
Thank you so
I
much.
know what the gender is, but I'll wait for everyone else and for you to share it with your channel again like last time. So I'm going to try my best to use gender neutral terms. So
Honestly, I don't mind. My wife in the comments was saying that it is a boy. So
she ruined everything.
I was gonna do like a whole reveal of like opening up a pack and then just like spray painting the last one blue and then being like, oh, it's a gender pack. But
that'd be awesome. That'd be really
it
cool.
just I don't know if it's gonna work. So like in terms of like the videos that I have. So I just haven't like committed to it yet. But if I do it, I do it. It's whatever. Not everyone's gonna see every piece of media I put out.
Yeah, exactly. That's a cool idea though. I might have to steal it one day. I hopefully not anytime soon. Chug nasty yodelay, he says. But let's talk about a little bit about why you're here, and that's Pokemon. To give the people a little bit of background on what you started with, and if you did drop out of the hobby, what'd you do in between time before jumping back in?
So I am old. I started with I think my first game that I had was Red, and the save file got corrupt. So I ended up getting a blue version too, and that one worked. But I used to play my Red version until my batteries in my Game Boy would die. So I get like 3 hours of gameplay, make it to like the first gym, and then be done. So I had that. I had the cards. I definitely had like, I don't think I had a first edition, but I definitely had like a base set Charizard. Had a okay collection. My parents like we lived okay. Like we were not poor by any means, but like we didn't have like a lot of extra stuff. So a lot of my cards came from like friends trading me stuff or whatever. Like I didn't get many packs of my own, so I didn't have the best collection as a kid. But I dropped out of it for a while, and then in 2012, I kind of discovered what like Twitch was, and the first thing that I found that I could do, because I had a really crappy laptop, was stream like emulators. So I started off with like Fire Red and got no views, but it was fun to try and have an internet presence.
Yeah, that's awesome. I just downloaded a new emulator onto my PC.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I'm hoping I'm probably going to do a series, not a live stream of it yet, but I want to do my first randomizer, Nuzlocke. Because I've done them before, not a randomizer, but I've done Nuzlocks before, just never for anyone else to view. So it was like when people would ask for an update, I'm like, oh, this is what happened. They're like, sure. I'm like, well, God damn it, I guess I need to record it now.
Yeah, I think a good idea, if you watch Purple Cliff, he does a lot of his playthroughs live and then edits it afterwards. I think that's a cool idea.
I wish I was that skilled to for an editing on the editing side.
Well, he has a whole team now.
But. Yeah, exactly. I definitely do not. It is.
Yeah, no, me neither. I feel that.
Yeah, my wife is my team. She's my cameraman every once in a while, and that's it. Everything else is all on me.
Yeah, no, same here. My wife is my camera person, and then I have had my wife's cousin is actually like a professional social media, like she does editing.
Okay.
So she's recorded one of my videos before. I interviewed like an artist who does a lot of like street murals and stuff like that. So he did a Pokemon mural like close to me. So she filmed and did that. It was really cool. And she might be doing another video coming up as long as like I go through with it.
Is that a YouTube video or was that like just a passion project?
It was a YouTube video, yeah. It's a guy called Andalus the artist, and his first major mural was on Long Island, and he's like from the island, but he used to. I think he said he had another business, and then he wanted to get into street art, and his first major piece was like a Pokemon Go wall.
Okay, how long ago was that?
It was in 2016 that he made it.
Okay, I was about to say maybe that's why I haven't seen the video.
Oh no, the video's in 2021.
Okay, it's still fairly old. It's 2 years old.
Yeah,
for a
it's
YouTube video. Yeah,
I've been making videos. So I guess to get back to that, I've after like trying Twitch, and then I eventually had an Instagram that is like moderately successful, like a meme page. Then I got back into Twitch with like Super Smash Bros. And like it did like pretty decent for what like Twitch streaming is. And then I realized that my schedule worked better to do like pre-made content. So I jumped onto YouTube, and the week before Logan Paul decided to blow stuff up, I had a friend on Instagram who was posting cards, and I was like, that's really cool. I want to get back in the cards because I like collecting stuff. And I collect figures too, or I used to, but I didn't have the room to keep collecting. So I was like, cards are like this big. Like how hard is that to store? And then he blew everything up the week after I made my first video. That's
how I feel like it would happen with me when I started doing card content. So I started this in 2020.
Same here.
I was doing video game, like I was doing playthroughs of Pokemon, playing some Pokemon Showdown, and then my wife was like, "Why don't you open up some cards? Like that Leonhardt guy seems to be doing really well." I'm like, "Yeah, I watch his stuff every once in a while." Like Super Duper Danny was still doing cards very, very frequently at that time. And told her, read her in a card party, I'm like, "You're part of the inspiration on why I started the channels, or not channels, channel." But yeah, I did like 1 or 2 videos, like I was not a week, but I was doing one pack opening a week, and I was only buying cards for the videos at the time. Every once in a while, I'll buy some for off camera, and then Logan Paul did his thing. And I'm like, I can't find cards fucking anywhere.
Yep. Yeah. It was a mix. I won't say that Logan Paul was everything in that. It was a perfect storm of
it was just like
COVID checks.
The catalyst. Yeah.
He happened to help influencers get really into it, and now everybody's favorite influencer is opening up a base set pack. So why am I not going to go to the store and open up some Sun and Moon and early Sword and Shield?
Yeah, because like right when he did it, I feel like who else got involved? Post Malone got involved.
Who's the DJ?
Steve Aoki.
Yeah,
Steve Aoki guy. Like a handful of Chumley got involved. Like it's not
Chumley's still involved. He still does like magic stuff more, but
and that's what I was gonna say. Like some of those guys are like Weekend, and now Post Malone, obviously a fucking nerd. Just close to $10 million on the one ring for Magic. Yep. Like he's obviously been in it. He even did a music video for Pokemon. Like I feel like I have much more respect for Post Malone than I do for Logan Paul.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think Logan Paul did it as a cash grab.
Yeah, exactly. He did it just to do it.
I think there was some amount of nostalgia in it because like he obviously is around the age that would have
he's
Pokemon
our age.
Cards for that.
Yeah,
but
he's like 44,
I think a lot
36.
of it ended up being a cash grab and then wanting to do Liquid Marketplace and
yeah,
all the things that come with it.
Yeah, we have Poke Team Carter and Ryan in the house, son of a Merc, and Roxanne saying, James!
Yo!
And Post Malone is the GOAT, says Rock. Yeah. How do you feel afterwards about the Logan Paul stuff? Like all the influencers that he decided, or not he decided, but like got more involved. Like, because we both agree that he's had a hand to play, but at the same time didn't, because we can't entirely blame Logan Paul for this. Like, he did not strictly say, hey, guys, this is great money. Go do this. It was just happened to be a week later. His actual influencer, not mentality or anything, his people just were like, oh, if he's making money, we can make money. And this is readily accessible.
I think he just helped popularize like rip and chips, and not that I think that rip and chips are bad, but now it's like, oh, if I'm going to rip and chip, I need to have product on me. Or some people started
You
to see
do.
profits for taking
Yeah.
stuff off of the shelves. And then it's like, oh, well, if someone else can buy 10 boxes when they stock, then why can't I? It's going to be so
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah. Don't like rip and chips are like, it took me a while to start getting involved with some rip and chippers. Joey, Jay's Corner TCGs probably, and Ghastly Grabs are probably the only two that I buy from off YouTube. But they're I prefer the claim sales on Instagram because I can negotiate with people and I love negotiating.
Yeah, I have bought from a couple of rip and chippers, but yeah, I find it. I mean, especially now too, or not now. When I was first getting into Pokemon, like you said too, or first getting back into card collecting, like I didn't really buy much to open off camera because I was like, I'm putting so much money towards content. Why am I going to take the same thing that I'm doing and do it off camera? And now I'm actually a lot more lenient about it. And I open stuff up with my wife all the time. Like we'll go to Target and I'll buy an ETB just to do it.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Like, so Pat, Deep Pocket Monsters, at one of the events that was down here in San Diego, we were opening up some cards and I was just going to open up the pack and like, oh, this is awesome. And then he was like, no, you record everything. I was like, okay, I'll do it for you, Pat. And it just happened to be a full art Dragonite from from what's that? Not Flashfire or Raging Fist? No, it was a Sun and Moon set. I can't remember which one it was. It was one of those.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
And I was like, God damn it, I hate it when other people are right. But at the same time, just like you said, when I go and buy a bunch of cards, I usually get like a booster bundle or two for me and my son to share off camera. And yeah, that little turd has such good luck. He's so lucky.
It's so hard to like, because like you put, like I said, you put so much money towards this stuff.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't get any cheaper when you buy it for yourself or you buy it on camera.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not making money off of it. So
same here. That's why I started getting into like reselling stuff. But I try to like limit what I buy because like no matter what, I got to try and stick to a budget for life. Recently I've pulled 2 different Charizards just off of off camera because my wife and I decided to pull them when I'm not recording.
Yes. Let Starman speak. Okay, I'm sorry. Don't yell at me, Daddy.
I'm sorry.
But speaking of Starman, so as you guys know, Starman is expecting. He is having a baby boy. He is making a binder for his child. And I'm gonna
I actually have a bunch next to me.
I'm gonna share a quick story about this Pichu in particular.
Ooh.
So I got this Pichu not a long time ago, a little more than a year ago at this point. And I know this because I bought this Pichu the day my wife's water broke for our second son.
Ah.
So I bought this card and a handful of others in a base set Blastoise from a card shop. And so as a memento to you, making that, I am going to send this off to you, good sir, with a couple of other handful cards. Yeah,
that was actually one of the cards, and I think I actually bought another one too. But that was one of the cards that I bought at Comic-Con. I bought another one on eBay, and now I'm gonna have that one. So it'll be like a perfect row, and it'll be like Comic-Con, eBay, Gonzo.
This one is not gradable though. This one, it's like a 4 if you're.
I don't think there are many that are gradable. No, I really appreciate that. That really means a lot for.
And then I'm gonna throw other little cute baby starter Pokemon and all that other stuff if I can find some. Hey, Corey, says Rock.
I made a big pile of like all the cards that I want to put in, and I recently was going through one of my binders, like my Sword and Shield binder. Yeah. And I just have, where is it? All of like the baby shinies. I was like, oh, they're not really fitting in the binder, and then I was like, wait, baby, that can be like perfect for this.
I was gonna send one of these Pokemon Center Squirtles off the promos.
Oh, that one's cool.
Yeah, exactly. A little too cool because apparently they're going for like they're over $100.
I don't know how, but yes, they are.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I love Star, but
don't. That's why I said don't love me that much.
Yeah, because you said it like when I was like, hey, I'm gonna send this stuff to you. You're like, okay, but don't send anything crazy. So I looked, I'm like, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of nuts.
I kind of like the purpose of the binder is to like share the hobby with him in like the best way that I can, like just start it off and be like, hey, you want to start a collection like Dad has? Like,
yeah,
here you go, you can start it.
My son has a small binder for himself too.
I want to keep it on like the cheaper end, so it's not like I'm putting in like some crazy card that he can play around and end up bending. Like I'd rather
Yeah.
it be something that isn't too crazy.
Zach says that budget for life hits too close to home. Yeah.
Budget for life is
Sometimes.
crazy. I just got off the phone with my financial person to work on life budgeting.
Yeah, but you're better off than most of us since you have a financial person. My financial person's in the living room with my 2 kids.
So my financial person, I just mean the guy who does my taxes and is willing to answer questions.
Oh, okay, yeah. My tax lady's like that too.
Yeah, no, the guy I go with, I've been dealing with him for, I'd say 3 years, like since I bought my place, and he's been awesome. He's been really great.
Yeah. Stephen Collect says, "What's up, y'all?"
Yo,
Son of a Merc says, "Reminds me I need to order another binder." Hey, glad we can help. From the Q&A side, we have from Bpop, Snooza heart and breathing monitor clips on the diaper. Good peace of mind. Those are, if I remember correctly, because we were talking about this with Pokadiz, because he's also going to be a first-time father.
Mm-hmm.
They're little heart monitors that you can put on the diaper, so you don't have to constantly be watching their chest is up and down.
Oh,
because as a first-time parent, you're going to be doing that a lot. You're going to be losing a lot of sleep just watching that chest.
Mm-hmm. No, that's actually really cool. I didn't know that existed.
Yeah. Rock Sandy says to Son of a Merc who wants to buy a binder, you might want to wait 2 months.
Ooh. Oh, only 2 months?
Yeah, only 2 months.
Wow.
Guys who don't know, yeah, I'm gonna do a show. You want to do a shameless plug for Rock? It's your episode. I don't want to take it over.
No, I think it's great because Rock's giving me a creator code so that we can build this thing together.
Yeah. So Rock Sandy, if you guys missed the episode Rock was on, did announce he's making his own card binder. If you go to Card Prison on Instagram, you're going to be able to see a sneak peek of what it looks like in 2 months. Everybody, 2 months. So after the holidays, unfortunately, nothing crazy for Christmas, you can buy your own Card Prison binder. All you have to do is wait for my affiliate code or James's and get it at a better price. But yeah, I'm really excited for Rock. Like for someone as young as he is, he makes me want to build a time machine so I can beat him up and take his ideas.
It's really cool. Like the ability to jump on it too, because like you can see, at least talking to him, like the influence that his parents have in having like financial flexibility and like freedom on what you choose to do with your life. I think it's so cool that like he takes that and actually like uses it. I feel like when I was younger, like,
with it.
I started working at like, I think I was 14 when I first got my first job. I was working at like a little ice cream shop. It was like ice cream in Nathan's. I was making $7 an hour because that's what minimum wage was back then. And I wish that I would have had the initiative to take that money and do something better with it rather than just like going to the movies every weekend like I was doing. And
that's the thing, they don't teach us anything financially in high school. Like they like I don't fucking use calculus every day. You know what I do use every day?
Every day. I use it never days.
Yeah, exactly. I think about my taxes, like, oh, does this look right? I use percentages when I'm tipping people. When like percentages
stuff like that is super useful. But like everything else past that, it's like, who cares what a Pythagorean theorem is?
So my mom, I got mad. Me and my mom got to an argument the other day, and my car broke down, and the spark plugs in the engine broke. I didn't know you're supposed to replace those things, and I don't know how to replace it. My mom's like, "That's super cheap and super easy. Why are you going to take it to a garage to get it done and spend this amount of money?" I was like, "Because I don't know how to do it." She was like, "What do you mean?" She was like, "They teach this shit in high school." I'm like, "Bitch!" And what were in the early 2000s high school had a mechanics shop.
Back in the day they did. So.
They did, when my mom was in school.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, my high school, they dropped the mechanics course or auto shop the year before I entered. So in 2001 was the last auto shop at my high school. Did they bring it back? They might have. It's a good possibility. But for my 4 years of high school, they did not have it.
Our school had a robotics like actual classroom, and I think they had like some sort of like light mechanical things that you could learn and electrical things. But we had a program called BOCES, so it was a school that you could go to outside of high school, and it was used for people who were like life skills, like special needs. So they went there for half the day, or if you were getting into like a trade, they had a mechanics course. But you would be sacrificing half of your high school day. So like you'd basically be like
Yeah.
saying, I don't need this high school class. Give me the tech skills. So you
Yeah,
had to like consciously choose to do that.
They had something similar like that when I was in high school, but they wouldn't let you, like, it was kind of like a part-time job thing. It was more like an apprenticeship. Like, hey, you're not going to drop out of school. You're not going to drop any classes. You're just going to go to this school for another 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours of the day, learn some trades, learn some real world stuff if you don't want to go to college. And now it's like, damn, man, I should have done that, because now I
wish they had a course in, I want to say like your, I guess, junior year, where you were forced to take something that explored all careers and the actual benefits of going to each one. Because like I work in a trade and I went to college and didn't do well. I would go to college, I do well for a semester, do bad for another, do well for another, bad for another. And it was the bad outweighed the good, basically, until I went to trade school. And then I've been working for like 5 years now. And I'm so happy.
That's the thing that they don't teach you in high school, or tell you in high school. Like, college is expensive. So if you fuck up one semester, you paid these people to fucking watch you fail. So you have to pay
I am in student loan debt for one semester. And it was like the stupidest semester that I could have paid for.
And
I didn't know.
You didn't even finish. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Stephen Collects wants to know, is there a website for Card Prison? There is. Roxanne, can drop that link if he wants to. He is a mod now. He can also drop the Instagram. He can drop whatever he wants if he's comfortable with it. He's saying thank you. Get You says, what's up, guys? Bpop says Spark plugs were easy and cheap. Now they're a pain in the ass. I can't tell you because I still don't know how to do it.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, it's not like I'm going to go into the garage and be like, hey, what you doing? What's happening? What's over there?
Yeah, my older brothers are like mechanics, and they taught themselves. They got business degrees and then started their own business, like learning mechanics on their own. And I'm like, good for you, but I don't know it.
That was my plan when I got out of the military, was open up a small business. But then I looked into it. I'm like, I don't want to go back to school just to learn how to do this shit, and then all the other stuff, because it's more than just like, oh, go to a class and you learn it. You have to do accounting, because you have, as a small business owner, you're doing everything yourself. Accounting, taxes, time management, payroll. Like, I don't.
You know what I've really enjoyed? Because I do agree. I think owning a small business sounds like a lot of fun. Like, my goal when I'm older, and this is my goal right now, could totally change. I would love to open up a bar once I'm retired. And
that was my other plan too, because I was an alcoholic, so I was like, oh yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Give me a place where I can drink for free.
Well, but now that I look back, you can come to my bar and have sodas for free all day.
I still want to do a bar because it is good business. It is good. It is a good business, and since I don't drink anymore, I won't be messing with my stock.
Yeah, it's a good business, and you can create like a fun community and stuff like that. That's kind of what I envisioned. But doing this Pokemon card like reselling, I've been learning like the basics of business while not having to worry about like incurring debt on learning. So like I've been doing all my own accounting, trying to learn resales of like, what is your intake to outtake profit? Like, what percentage are you buying things out to what percentage you're selling it at? And I just think it's fun to learn, honestly.
Yeah. So all your ROIs are not really like, they're still ROIs because you're still somewhat investing on something, but they're not majors because you either already own them at one point, since they're essentially trades, stuff like that. Yeah. From the Q&A side, Pokemon TCG says, have a lot of booze on hand and Godspeed. I say this as I'm trying to survive my 5 minutes right now. Pokemon is a great member of the community. She just recently got married to Pokedad. Imagine that. Good people. Good people.
You know what's funny? I actually met Pokemon with Pokedad, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah. When Ian was in New York?
Yes. I met them when they came to the bar.
Yeah, that's right. I remember seeing that photo. Yeah.
Yes, they were very nice. I didn't have a long conversation with them, but
yeah. Shug Nasty wants to know a Pokemon theme bar. That'd be interesting.
I think so. Barcades are pretty popular, but there's none really near me, and I live in like an area where it would be popular. I think
there's like 7 in San Diego that I used to go to regularly.
I went to one in
3. I'm still allowed to go to.
Where'd I go? I went in Colorado, and it was so fun. So I think something like that would be like a really fun idea.
So when I thought about doing the bar thing, I wanted to do a mix of my hobbies and background. So make a nice little like obviously military friendly. I'm in San Diego. Why would I not want to do that? That would be stupid just to lose all that money from the military guys. But also do like like an area for like the anime and manga readers and just the comic book people, the nerds, because there are like the video game arcade bars. They do really well, but I don't feel like that's a spot for them necessarily either. But I would like to do something like try to combine it, do a trivia night, where every night or in like tournaments and stuff, like legit like Super Smash Bros. Tournaments. If you lose, like every time you lose a life on a stock match, you have to finish your drink or something. Like
doing something like that. And you'd have to figure out rules and stuff, and you can do it too, where like when you pay for admission, you get a beer or something like that. Like so it incentivizes people to actually play in it and build a community. It's
the only thing that held me back from that, because my buddy was looking into it too with me, because we're going to partner up on it. Because they called it like, even though it's a tournament and just like any other tournaments, you play for money or whatever. Because alcohol was involved in everything, they called it like a different term for gambling. Like it's gambling, you can't really mix it with alcohol. I'm like, what the hell? But maybe that's like California thing, because in California you can only have casinos on Indian reservations.
Okay.
Yeah. And so like that, like most of the gambling happens there. Yeah. So we have a Grumpy Charizard in there. He's lurking a little bit. Everyone's saying hello. B-Pop says we have an axe throwing bar. Best and worst idea. that sounds like
axe
an
throwing
awesome
bar
idea.
Still have to hit, and they also have break bars. I don't know if you have any of those near you.
Yeah, we have. I've been to one recently with some of my veteran buddies. We're all sober now, so that's a good thing. And but my buddy he's like 6'6", and they gave us, they're like, hey, like you guys want to throw this axe, and they bring out a fucking giant one that you need 2 hands to throw. And because we're just throwing the small ones all night, and they're like, yeah, so I'm throwing them, like, oh god damn it, hold on, I got this, and you have to fucking hurl it. Oh, and they give it to my buddy who's 6'6", and he's like, haha, and he throws it with one hand.
It's just a tomahawk.
They're like, you're supposed to use 2 hands. He's like, but I bullseyed. So, like, all right, whatever. Dang, those t-shirts look dope. Hit me up, Team Pocket. You know what it's up. $15 free shipping US. I will ship internet. Too. Yeah, I like it a lot. Ooh, we have Dub in here. Dub. This man is starting to look like a Greek god. Yeah, James does look pretty good tonight, doesn't he?
I'm growing the beard back out.
Me too.
Yours is out. Yeah, no, you do got the Greek god complex right now.
So yeah, and I was gonna shave it, but then another content creator hit me up and he wants to do an event in December. To the point where I'm like, I will keep it, because now I'm gonna dye it white for a video idea I have for that event. Yeah, come on, I'm gonna be Santa Gonzo or Gonzo Claus. Haven't decided yet.
That's cool.
Yeah. Let's backtrack a little bit to Pokemon.
Yes.
The reason why most people are here to talk about Pokemon. Who's your favorite Pokemon? Let's go generic with this one. Let's go generic questions.
If you're going generic, it's as generic as it gets. The Charizard, baby.
All right, everybody. That's all we have for tonight. I don't know how often you get into the chats, but I have a love-hate relationship with Charizard just because of my good friend, a Grumpy Charizard. So I don't hate Charizard like people think I do. Like, people think I hate Charizard how most people think Dusty hates Leonhardt. Like, I don't hate him, but it's like, I'm over it.
You know what? You got to hear me out. And when I was growing up, and obviously you were growing up too, they made Charizard such a badass in the anime and in the movies. That is my love for him. I don't care about all of the different products and all of the different cards. Like, the fact that Charizard cards are expensive is honestly more annoying for me, because I'd rather be able to collect it. But every time I see Charizard, I think of Charizard saving Ash from falling in like the 3rd movie. And
that was a good one.
Like,
I think of
that
him,
for me, it just hits, and it's like anime protagonist.
Yeah,
really cool design in my opinion, because I love dragons as a kid. I used to draw dragons, like that was my thing. I thought that I was going to be an artist, and I was going to be a professional dragon drawer. So
I used to love Charizard. He used to be in my top 10, but it's just like I feel like everyone else, he just got way too much love, And the fact that you're right, there's so many cards of him already out there, and some of them are just so like unobtainable for some.
Yeah,
I'm like, I've never had that rekindling for Charizard.
The
And
amount
now
that
I do love him now because of my friendship with Grumpy. That I'm like, haha, we both hate each other's favorite Pokemon, but we don't.
Yeah, no, it's like the amount of stuff that comes out for him is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it's like I said, that's the nostalgia point for me, where like I always just thought that Charizard was the coolest thing ever, and I was a dragon drawer. If you could compile all of the things that I used to draw from like 1st until 5th grade, you would probably have 90% just dragons, and like trying to learn how to draw their claws and trying to do it was crazy.
It wasn't like what's his name from Superbad just drawing dicks all over the place.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. It was on that level, just not dicks.
Could have been Dragon Dicks. You never know.
Dragon Dicks. Speaking of Dragon Dicks, don't forget, guys, at 1,000 subs, I'll be giving this away.
Ooh.
Just for one of you guys. I have the base set UPC from Sword and Shield, the all black one. I'll be giving that away at 900. But that was right there, and it's in my hands. Shug Nasty says, yeah, Charizard in the anime wasn't putting up with Ash's shit in the TV series. Yeah, he's not, because when I think of Charizard, I think of the episode with Blaine, where he or the episode where he evolved, the one with the Aerodactyl Kabutops, where they found Togepi.
Some of it's a little shady for me. Like I said, I just remember him as a badass. That was me. That's my thought of him. That's
the other 10%. No questions. Yeah.
But besides that, like Greninja's really cool.
I love Greninja.
Big fan of Entei. But like I said, that's nostalgia for the movie too. Like
yeah.
Who else is a good one? I love all of the Gen 2 starters. Like every one of them evolves into great Pokemon too. Who's another good one? I feel like Phanpy's really good, low key. But again,
I'm a huge elephant. I love elephants. So Phanpy, Iron Treads, Great Tusk, and Donphan, love them all. They're some of my favorite Pokemon. But since you do love a good, especially with the what are my words? Critical Hit podcast. You guys have been doing a draft lately for certain Pokemon, for certain types and everything. I'm gonna do something a little different with you, my friend. Today you and I are gonna do something that the team did with Ultra Beast. You and I are going to tier list starter Pokemon.
All right.
Okay. I will put in an argument. You will put in an argument, but you can go first since you're the guest. Grookey, what tier do you think he belongs in? So
I think that Grookey is the best starter out of all of Gen 8. That's my opinion. It could be a bad opinion. I do like grass starters a lot. I don't know. I would not say that it's one of the better ones though, like overall. So I would probably put it in the A tier.
I will go A+. I will raise you one. And then we'll put it in it because I agree with you. Grookey is a very good starter, especially for that gen. But I don't think he's the best, but he is very versatile when you give him his ability, then Glassy Glide, everything in there. And now with terrestrialization, you could definitely fix all that up. So I would agree with you. I can put him up in the A tier.
Yeah, I was going to say A+, but I have like a different argument of why I think another one of them is A+, even though I like Grookey better in the games. Funny enough.
Yeah. Score Bunny, I will say, is also an A+ Pokemon. Chat by all means, get in the conversation. Let us know if we're right or wrong, and maybe you could sway us a little bit to put them in different tiers. I think it belongs in A+ because it's a fire type. My favorite starter typings. With the ability Libero, it gives everything stab. The ability the move court change is very slept on in my opinion. Great shiny. So I think that's why he deserves to be A+.
It is a good shiny. You know what? In terms of design, I agree, but I'm a little bit indifferent about Score Bunny.
Go ahead. What's your opinion? What tier? What ranking?
I mean, if you want to give him A plus, I say put it there. But I'm just more indifferent. But I do like the shiny a lot. I will agree with you for sure.
Ian with Ian, how you doing, my friend? Schoolboy salute, or is it this way? I don't putting up gang signs now at this point. Everyone's asking Team Pocket when his next video is coming out. It's going to be in about a week or two. Kentucky Fried Charizard, what's going on? Mods, please drop your links in the chat. Drop Starman's link in the chat. Do all the fun stuff. Be nice and kind to people. Go ahead, and we're going to go on to the next one with Sobble. Where do you think he belongs?
So what sucks is Inteleon playing like the Pokemon TCG, the Inteleon line during the Sword and Shield rotation, so it was like the very last one. There was 2 different Inteleons that were really, really good, and one of them had what's the middle one that I'm blanking on?
Drizzile.
So yeah. Drizzile and Inteleon could both help you search for supporter Pokemon, and one of the Inteleons could shoot the bench for 2 damage counters every turn.
Yes.
And they were both fantastic cards, but I think Sobble's such a bad design. So it's like, that's like an A plus tier to me, where Score Bunny I probably would have personally put lower, but because you liked him, I say higher. So I'd say Sobble would go to like an A. And it's just because of the TCG play.
I would agree with you with A. It has a mediocre design for Sobble and Drizzile, but Inteleon to me has a great design. I hate its Gigantamax form because all it did is grow its tail out, so there's nothing different compared to the other 2. But then Snipe Shot's a great ability or a great move. His ability Sniper doesn't do that well to him, so I'll put him in A tier. Tepig though.
That's black and white.
Yeah, black and white.
I never played black and white. They don't give him much love in the TCG from what I've seen. So I'm saying C tier, and that's just from not knowing his game. That's disrespectful, probably, but
no, it's fair. Because he's also in the line of firefighter starters, the 3rd one. So he's going to get a lot of hate for a lot of people. C tier, I think, is good. I was thinking more like B, but I will agree with C. He's not the great. He's too slow. Yeah, he's there. He great attack stat, great everything. He's just slow, so he's not going to do too much. Cyndaquil though.
Cyndaquil for me is A or A plus. I've always loved, like I said, Gen 2 starters. All of them for me are like peak.
I will put him in A plus because he's my favorite. To me, he's S tier. But you are the guest. I'll go with yours this time because I love Cyndaquil. He's my favorite Gen 2 starter. I'm glad he got the Hisuian form with Ghost Fire.
Great, I like that form a lot.
Pokemon. Yeah.
His cards also, like the backgrounds with the purple and whites, like
so
look really
good.
Nice.
So good. KFC says A plus. Odie says S. Gonzo baby, what's happening? Says Ren's Collectible. Good. I miss you, sexy. Ren, I used to be on a podcast with Ren called The Cardboard Addicts. Squirtle, where do you think he goes?
Ooh.
If Squirtle doesn't go S tier, I'm unsubbing, says Steven Collects. There's a lot of nostalgia
to the early ones that it's like S does sound right.
Yeah, I'll put him in S for you. I would go A, but that's just me. Piplup. Where's Piplup going?
Piplup is super cute, but I don't love Perniplup.
I don't like Prinplup either. And Polion is nice though.
I would say B. I think we got to show some love to the B tier, and that just feels right.
I can agree with that.
But Piplup itself as a standalone is great.
I do like that they finally gave him the move competitive, where it raises his special attack in the game instead of what was the other one? Defiant. Because he's not a physical attacker, he's a special attacker. As long as Fennekin gets S tier. We're not at Fennekin yet, Ren. Calm your tits. Totodile is the best Gen 2, but all Gen 2 is fire, says KFC.
That's what I'm saying. All Gen 2 is great. I always chose Totodile, but like Chikorita also is just fantastic.
Yeah. Froakie has to go A or A plus.
Yeah, I don't think it's higher, but I don't think it quite hits S.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I'll put it in A plus. Okay. I'll let you say what you have to say about Mudkip first before I do my thing.
Mudkip
Mhm.
was I typically
Gen 3.
Rico, but Mudkip was also like a good like starter, and
Mhm.
that was the starter that my cousin chose all the time. Uh oof. I would say A, but I wouldn't really put him much higher than A.
I'm not putting in B because I
Okay.
hate Mudkip. It's not like I hate him, but it's just like out of all those three, I'm gonna choose Trico or Torchic all the time.
Yeah.
And I
I was
I
a
hate I don't know why, but I hate Pokemon that get memes. So like
mm,
I'm not a big fan of Miltank. Sorry, Pat. And that what and it's because I was very neutral about Miltank for a very long time. Like I didn't hate it like everyone else did. But the only time I feel the urge to hate Miltank is when I'm trying to enjoy Pat's streams, and all of a sudden, do you like Miltank? I'm like, there's not even a Miltank in the set, you bastards! Calm down. Or like in the comments, I don't read comment sections, but like the ones that you can see, do you like Miltank? I'm like, what the hell? Just watch the video. But same thing with Mudkip. Mudkip was a meme for a long time.
mm.
So he's going in B tier for me. He's an A, Gonzo. Nah, he's a B tops.
I don't. I mean, I don't think it's wrong.
Yeah. Totodile though.
You see, Totodile for me hits S tier.
S tier. That's my boy.
Cool.
Yes, absolutely S tier.
Perfect design. Every single evolution is perfect, and
yes,
just so fun to play as.
I love Totodile. Totodile and Cyndaquil are probably in my top 5, if not top 2 of my favorite starter Pokemon ever. And I started with Yellow.
Okay.
Yeah.
My best friend had Yellow, so like I played his, but I had personally just had Red and Blue.
Yeah. And because I like Raichu's my favorite Pokemon too, but I don't really like. I know a lot of people are like, oh, Eevee and Pikachu are starter Pokemon. Yes, kind of, but those are they are main series games, but at the same time, they're just spin-offs in my opinion. So I don't really count them like I know other people would. Snivy. Another black and white. So it's,
I would say another one that I'm kind of neutral about, but
Opossum Bud's gonna kick our ass after this when he watches this part. You know that, right?
But Black and White is a game that I want to get to. I have like an emulating system, and that's like one of the next games on my list that I want to get to.
I love Black and White. I just don't. The starters just weren't that memorable to me. The story is a lot more memorable to the story.
Yeah, I've heard the story is like fantastic. Yeah. I would say that one's better than Tepig though. So I don't know. I would say B.
I was going to put him in B, or I would say B too. Not quite A yet, but yeah. Then we have Oshawott. Oshawott. He was fine in the anime. It was cute.
I don't know much about him. Again, that's another like C or B.
Yeah, it's B. I got a Hisuian form, but I didn't pick it. I picked.
I didn't pick it.
Yeah. Rowlet, cute little Black and White is the best series, says Ren's Collectibles. Sure, fight us, Ren. Get us in the comment section.
Like I've said, I've heard that it's really great. I haven't played it yet. I gotta get to it. I didn't have a DS for like that long. I've had it up until Diamond.
It is a great game. I highly recommend it. But whatever starter you pick first, that's going to be the starter from that set where you're going to be like, okay, this is the one I love because you played with it. Professor Metri says, I'm here.
Yo.
Rowlet. Where do you think Rowlet's going? Sun and Moon.
Sun and Moon's another game. So I missed Generations like 5 through 7. So
all the ones that fucking Opossum just jizzes all over for.
Yep. Yeah. And it's only because I didn't have a system to play it on, and like I also didn't have the time to play games. Like I was going through school and trying to figure out life, so that's backlogged. But I do like Rowlet.
I love Rowlet.
TCG, so I would go A.
I'm comfortable putting me in A. Professor Metri wants to know, what are y'all talking about? We're tier listing these starters.
Yes.
And hating on Ren apparently. Trico
is so badass. That is S.
I love Trico. I love his Mega. I love everything. His shinies are so good. Love Trico. He's going in S tier.
Yeah, Trico's so dope.
Poplio, another Sun and Moon, turns into a little mermaid. I miss Black and White, and people cream over it. I feel like I left out sometimes. I like it, just didn't grow with it, says Professor Metri. KFC says Sun and Moon, Black and White, and Silver and Gold are his top Pokemon games. I'm assuming that's what he's talking about.
Soul Silver
The
and
shiny
Heart
is
Gold are
not
my
the same
favorite.
color. You take that back, Metri. Yeah. But back to the conversation. Poplio. Where's Poplio going?
To be honest, straight up clown. I'm putting it at E, but
I'm comfortable with that.
cool.
He wasn't that good. It's cute, but then it just gets uglier and uglier.
I never thought it was cute. I just always thought it was eh.
Litten, on the other hand, I think it goes A+ or S tier. Torracat and Incineroar, great Pokemon, great designs all the way up to the final evolution. Fantastic shinies, and with the ability Intimidate and Parting Shot, it was just a great Pokemon, and no wonder it's been in so many multiple World Championship teams on the VGC side.
I think that all around it gets the love that it deserves because I also like playing him in Smash Bros.
Yeah.
I would say I feel like we're being so generous with S, but like S does feel good. I don't know.
I like it. But this is also one of the only, well, besides Charizard, one of the only World Championship starters. So he's been on World Championship stages and teams. This fucking thing.
To be honest, I don't even put him at S.
Okay.
I would give it an A+ solidly, but I don't think the line is all that great. I just love Charizard.
I would agree with you. It doesn't deserve S at the currently, but it does deserve A+. Like I said, I don't hate the fucking thing, but it does annoy me from time to time. But I can't ignore the impact that it's done on the community.
Yeah.
So
that's the thing too. The overall impact of Charizard, like it keeps people in the hobby and keeps it growing. As bad as it is, like it is overdone. Like there's other Pokemon that deserve love, but it does do its job when it needs to. It's like Roman Reigns in the WWE.
Oh, like, fuck! That's a whole other conversation I can talk about for an hour, and we talked about it in DMs. Like, fuck, dude, just fight, just wrestle a little bit.
Yeah, I think I saw a tweet today that said that he's had like 13 or 17 matches this year or something like that, and like last year he only had like 40.
Fuck, man, it's stupid, so stupid. Yep. KFC says Raichu's F. You guys are. I'm the hater. I didn't put him in F tier.
That's hater behavior.
Yeah, that's right. Hater behavior. Rock says Metri. But let's move on to Torchic a little bit. Torchic, another Gen 3 starter.
I have to say it's a Gold Star Torchic, right? That has a card.
Gold
Star
Torchic.
Absolutely love that design. And I used to pick Blaziken as my starter before I moved on to the Trico gang.
Yes.
But I would say that Torchic itself is more of like an A player.
I don't know. I agree with you. It doesn't go in S, but A+ or A I would agree with.
You can throw it in A+ if you want to. I don't think it's bad. I didn't want to be too generous. But
I'll go A.
Okay.
That seems like a good thing. Torchic, sorry. I think that's the conversation we can have. Even though we both said we love Gen 2, no one picked Torchic. I mean Chikorita.
Okay, so I will say, Chikorita, not good for playing, but probably the cutest Pokemon of all time, in my opinion.
I don't know about all time, but it's the cutest starter of all time.
For me, it's all time.
Like this is when people talk about like the evolution of Pokemon, or like they just get the same. They're the same Pokemon but bigger. This is the only one I think about that does that.
Yeah, the overall design of the entire line is not that good, but Chikorita itself is.
I actually really do enjoy the design of Chikorita just because they are so simplistic and they stick out like that.
I actually just bought. Where is it? I have a PSA 9 Meganium.
Yes, I have all three. I have those starters too in sequential order.
That's cool.
But yeah, they're the Typhlosion's a 4. It's also an error version.
Oh,
because it doesn't have the plus sign next to its damage.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that. Isn't that the one that Metri has?
Yep, it's the one Metri has. Yeah, his is a lot more expensive though because his is like a 9 or something like that, or 7. I don't remember.
I think it was a 9. I wanted to buy it honestly, but I don't have that kind of money right now. So.
Metri Daddy, you still here, Metri? Tell us what grade that Typhlosion you got was. But Bulbasaur, another Pokemon that like it's the same thing, just bigger. the tree starts to sprout and everything.
For me though,
Great. I think this one's been on a couple World Championships teams too. I just don't know if
I think it goes higher than a Chikorita.
Oh, it definitely goes higher than Chikorita.
I would say like a B.
I don't know if I want to go A or B with it because it is very useful, very good support Pokemon.
If you feel comfortable at an A, I'm good with it.
Okay, we'll do A. Turtwig. I love Turtwig. My favorite starter from that generation. I think he just goes to A, but that's just me being in love with him.
No, I agree.
Okay.
When I forget what set it was. I think it wasn't Evolving Skies, but it wasn't too long after that. I think it was Brilliant Stars actually. They made a Torterra card that did damage for however many evolutions you had on in like your Pokemon and bench, and I made a deck immediately because I thought it was so cool. So yeah, big fan.
Team Pocket says Bulba needs to be an S tier because of he's such a great Pokemon in the anime. Most loyal boy. He's not wrong. He's not wrong on that one. Solid argument. Chat has changed my opinion. It has gone up.
There we go.
Yeah, he had a valid argument. That's why KFC and Ren, not just they belong to us because he's pretty.
Because you're mean.
Because you're mean. Valid argument goes up one. Chespin. Fuck, man.
To me, kind of Dookie. I think D looks pretty lonely, and he would look good there.
I was thinking the same. D for Dookie. Sounds good. And because I like the idea of having a grass fighting type, I just don't think this was it.
Yeah, sure. I don't know much about the Pokemon, but
Fennekin. We know Ren wants us in S tier, but I don't think it's going S tier.
That's Sun and Moon, right?
Yeah. No, Fennekin is X and Y.
X and Y, that's what it is. X and Y is a game I want to play too. I do like the design of Fennekin, though, I will say.
So do I.
I would go B.
I'm happy with B. And then the final, Chimchar. Well, there's the three new starters. We'll add them somewhere in a second. They're just not on this page. But Chimchar, where do you want to put him?
Chimchar. So I was when I was younger, I always picked fire because of Charizard. So I was like, all the fires got to be the best. So I did get a lot of use out of Chimchar. And I did catch him in Legends Arceus too. That was like one of the first like starter Pokemon that I caught.
Yeah.
I would say A.
I'm comfortable with A. I am the same for the most part. I love Chimchar, even though it was another fighting fire type at the time. But it's good as a special and physical attacker. You can make him a really great sweeper if you really wanted to. But yeah, and then we have the starters from this game.
Yes.
Where do you want to put the Fire Cat, the Water Duck, and the Fire Crocodile?
I think that Quaxley on his own is same. This is the same thing with Piplup. Amazing on its own. Rest of the line kind of is for me.
I really like the rest of his line.
What's up?
I really like his line.
Really, I wasn't a fan.
I like the salsa moves.
Yeah, the moves are cool. I think it's like the rainbow pattern in the back that is like feathers become. Something about it I just didn't love like when I first saw it.
Because he's peacocking. Yeah, he's trying to get the ladies. Yeah, I really enjoy it. I would put him in. I'll put him in B tier with you because he's a good Pokemon, but he's not the greatest unless he has his ability Moxie on it. If we're talking about Moxie, Quaquaval, and Quaxley, I would put in an A tier, but without it, it's B tier. And then Croconaw, not Croconaw.
Fuecoco.
Fuecoco. He's S tier. He's my little baby.
You can keep him there. That's fine.
Yeah. And then we have not Litten.
This is the starter that I chose, but I nicknamed him, so I always forget his name. I know Florigato is like the middle, but
yeah. Mirascarada and them.
Yeah. For me, that's like
I like that.
Them,
I
it was
love
my
it.
favorite, but I would go like A. Like I wouldn't even put him that high.
I would go A or A plus. I think it's a really good Pokemon in Grass and Dark for quad weak to bug, but the only bug move you're seeing is going to be U-turn for the most part. But Mirascarada outspeeds most things, so with its ability Protein, it's not going to be Grass Dark forever.
I think A+ is a good spot then.
A+.
I don't think it's quite S, but like I said, that's what I chose. So
yeah. So this is the tier that we came up with a little bit of help from chat. Not a lot. Let's be honest. I ignored half of the shit you guys said. But I'm happy with this tier list. If you guys like this for the podcast, let us know, and I'll do another tier list with somebody else one day. But yeah, that's the tier list. Let's check the Q&A sites while people had some time to contemplate their life decisions and see if they had any questions for you. And we do. The first one is from Runs Collectibles. He said, "Get ready for the sleepless nights. A tar poo. Kids are a joy, though." So I don't know if anyone has told you about the fresh poop from babies. The warning,
like that it's gross.
It's not. Well, yeah, it's gross, but it's like I don't remember what it's actually called. There's a word for it, but it's tar. It's like sticky tar.
Mm-hmm.
It's really gross. It's hard to get off. It does hurt. So it depending on how you wipe, it does hurt the baby a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not going to remember, so it's okay.
Yeah, no, I've never actually dealt with a newborn. I was a Manny for a while, so I watched like a 1-year-old for like a year. And then I have nieces, so like I've been around babies and I've taken care of them. I've changed diapers, but I'm not used to a newborn.
Newborn. Yeah.
As for sleeping, I don't sleep much anyway. Like my usual routine is get up at like 5 to 6 a.m. for work, depending on what hours I have to be in, and I don't go to bed until like 1 or 2 a.m. So like, unless like what'll happen is I like struggle to sleep, but I can sleep in. So like on the weekends I'll kind of catch up or whatever. But like my wife is a morning person, I'm a night person, so we kind of can build a schedule to like lap around ourselves.
I'm the same way. Yeah. But it's funny because like almost all my friends, besides like don't get me wrong, I have a lot of West Coast friends, and so like when they meet, like send me a meme at 11 o'clock, I'm like, oh, that's all right, whatever. But I do the same thing to them. But then like every once in a while I get into Discord, and you and Rock, for the most part, it's you two just like fucking meme city bitches. I'm like, what are you like? Every once in a while I'm like, what are you guys doing awake? It's midnight for me, so it's at least 3 a.m. for you guys.
Yeah, Opossum's good at that too. I join in sometimes. I try to like be off my phone, but I still can't fall asleep. Like I usually have my phone on Do Not Disturb by like 11 or 12 p.m. Or 12 a.m. And I'll be playing like Sudoku on my phone, like trying to like tire my eyes out because I'm like, I need to sleep. I need to work tomorrow.
I need to sleep. Yeah. No. Like what was it? Like today? I don't know what's going on with Discord, but for that particular server and that particular channel, the one that we're in, like today I checked down and I'm like, oh, that's been kind of quiet today, and I get into it and there's like 30 missed messages. I'm like, what the hell? I don't have the notifications on silent, so I should be getting each one, but I don't.
Yeah, I think I saw the same thing actually. Funny enough.
Yeah, I wonder if it's. I'll probably have to ask Rock about it because I think it's not his server, but I think he's an owner of it. So I wonder if he set up the notifications that way too, so we can so it's not bugging people every 5 seconds. Because
Because I usually get them too, but that would be a recent change if you did that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is only once in a while. Like it would do that because I do get them for the most part. Stephen Collect says, I had to change the first few diapers because my wife is stuck in bed after labor. Yeah, that's fair. We all had to do that. Yeah. Congrats on the soon to be baby. My kiddo is due in a couple weeks, says KFC.
Yo, thank you, KFC, and good luck to you.
Yeah. He's having a little girl named Evie.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I like it. Yeah. Rock is the CEO of the Discord, says Metri. Good. Well, we'll write our complaints to our governor and state board for Rock Sandy to fix it.
We'll vote him out.
You have been voted off the island. So speaking of Metri and Rock Sandy, and we just got done talking about Opossum. Tell us a little bit about your experience on how you were asked to become part of the Critical Hit podcast.
So part of my marketing team for YouTube, which is me, I like to go through and I will search Pokemon card opening and then turn filter onto like by upload date. Yeah. So I'll go through and like just watch people's stuff like that they posted and just like try to give like feedback on, oh, this opening was cool, nice pull that you got. I love this set, et cetera, et cetera. and I came onto Dusty's page at one point, and I was like, hey, we had like the same amount of subscribers around, and like same video quality kind of thing, and I like commented, and I was like, hey, this is like really cool, whatever you opened, I forget what the video was. And then he answered, and then I answered back, and I was like, at the time I was looking for people to kind of like collaborate with, and not necessarily like make videos with, but just like discuss YouTube, because I was trying to like really get a lot of like really like circle my mind around the creative space, because I was kind of lacking in doing that when I was making all my videos.
Right.
I was like, hey, we are in a similar situation, we have similar following, if you ever want to talk, you should add me on Discord or like whatever. And eventually I guess like he saw my videos too, and then like he liked what I did, and then he just kind of asked me, he's like, oh, I'm doing a podcast, do you want to be on it? And I thought he meant like, do I want to be like a guest? And I was like, sure, I'll do it. And then it ended up just turning out to be like, oh, you want to be like a permanent like part-time guest? And I'm like, yeah, okay, that sounds like fun, I guess.
That's kind of what happened with me and the Cardboard Addicts. They're like, hey, you want to come on and be a guest? I'm like, yeah, sure. And then like 3-4 weeks later, Grumpy's like, hey, you want to be a part-timer? Yeah, sure. Then it was like, I'm here now. This is where I live. I did leave though. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, my thing just with being a part-timer is like, I'll do everything that I can. It's just a matter of scheduling. I'm just a busy person.
Yeah. And that's what happened with me. Like I helped Grumpy with as much as I could. And Ren helped us too every once in a while, but it just got so busy, because I did make it known that my channel is still my priority. My family's still my priority. And it just got to the point where like, I need to back off something, because I'm going to school full time. I got my family. I'm doing my own channel. Let me figure something out. So unfortunately, I had to leave, but I still support them. They had a great video today. They interviewed the CEO and founder and artist and everything for Nostalgic's TCG, Zaba. Yeah. So, and Zaba he has a really cool, interesting story on how he founded his game, but he used to be one of those artists on like Instagram and YouTube where he does custom Pokemon cards.
Oh, okay.
So you've probably seen some of his work sooner or somewhere on the internet.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. But going back to the Q&A side, R&D Pokemoner says, what are you looking forward to being the most to becoming a dad?
So I have been ready to be a dad since I was like 17, emotionally, I feel like, because I really want to shape the next person in line to be like a good force in the earth. I don't know. I like the reason that I started all my socials and stuff was to try and like just be a positive place where people could laugh. Like, because I started off with a meme page, and I was like, if I could just make people laugh for like 30 seconds a day, like, cool. That's awesome.
You're good. Yeah.
And I've always had this like outlook of trying to like improve someone's day, or like just make the world a better place than where I left it. I mean, obviously, like besides emissions and stuff, like I still drive a car. I can't be perfect. But like I'm really excited to teach someone to do things better than what I did. And then I'm also really excited to bond with him and like share all my interests, because I'm 28 years old and I play with shiny cardboard and watch dudes oil each other up and wrestle each other, and I play 3 different sports and like play so many video games, and it's like all my interests are things that a kid can be into and I can be into, maybe at different levels, but at least I can like learn to love the things that he learns, and he can learn to love the things that I learn, and then we can like grow together. I love I just want like a little person. I'm excited.
I want a little clone, damn it. It was so, speaking of wrestling, my son, when he was 3 years old, we were watching SmackDown or something, and I was working nights at the time, and it was my night off. I haven't gone to sleep. It was like, okay, let me knock out some stuff, let me knock out some errands, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna screw it, I'm gonna go to bed like a normal person tonight at nighttime. And we were watching wrestling, and I lay down on the couch, and I don't remember the match. I just woke up to hearing, and then boom! I was like, why is there clapping? And then I opened up my eyes just enough to see a little boy's elbow just going, whew, like right on my face. I'm like, oh god!
You gotta prep for the elbow drop.
Yeah, apparently. And I was like, what the fuck? And my wife was like, it's your fault. You put on wrestling with a 3-year-old and then fell asleep. What do you think was gonna happen, you moron? Like, I don't know. You weren't watching them. She was like, oh, I watched them. You want to see the video? And I was like, I was like, yeah,
the camera angle
dude.
looks great.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. She was over that. I think knowing her, she probably encouraged them to do it. But I love my so it's funny.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for all of that. Like I think my parents did a good job of like bringing me to a point to be better than where they were at when they were younger. Because like times were different. Like parents treated people different. My parents were in no means perfect, but I think that they did a good job, and I'm excited to like just improve on that and try to do an even better job than what they were able to do. And like it's kind of an honor of them too. Like
yeah,
you're making even better for the generational line that they're putting together and like helped you become.
Mm-hmm. There is a small argument to be made though for I'm not saying you're doing it or I'm doing it or anyone in this chat's doing it, but like because I'm 35, you're 28, you said, so it's not a huge gap, but there's a small gap, and I'm sure you've seen it. Like our parents are Gen X for the most part, or not our parents, but like our older siblings, older people. But there was like when I grew up, it was go outside, stay outside until the lights come on. Like if you get into trouble, you get into trouble, but like do what you need to do, and we'll help all that stuff. But what I've noticed today with today's parenting, and I even saw with a student of a parent and student in my kids class last year, they can't be wrong, and it's infuriating to me. Like, no, let the kid be wrong, do what they need to do. But as a parent, like you need to discipline the child. Like, I'm not saying smack the little fucker, but like let them know, like, you can't talk back to your teacher and you can't cut other kids' hair in your classroom. But there's so many soft parenting styles of just taking little Jimmy and like, hey, don't do that. That's rude. That's mean. Do you understand? Yeah. No, if my fucking kid cuts some kid's hair, I'm gonna cut my kid's hair. Like, I'm gonna punish him to an equal value of like, look, you do, like, to make them understand what you did was wrong. And there's not a lot of that going on, unfortunately, because there's some fuck, man. If I had the right, I would fucking Spartan kick the shit out of some kids.
Yeah, I think
mostly adults though. Let's face it.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think my parents did a good job of disciplining me to be respectful. So like I never had like a respect issue. Like I wasn't the one cutting kids' hair and pushing people down. I think I did in like kindergarten, and I made a friend out of it. But like besides that one instance, like it never really happened. But they did do. I think that they could have made my consequences feel more heavy for the things that I did like fuck up in life. Like I failed out of high school, like one of the high schools, because I didn't do one single project. It was a private school, and like the next year it was just fine. Like it was like $10,000 that like to fail one class. And I mean, I got all my credits for everything else, but I had to retake my English class, and it's like that shouldn't be okay. Like in a way, I think that they were soft in that, but I think they also wanted to give me like a bunch of opportunities because they didn't have opportunities. So like I get where they're coming from, but I want to try and take that and improve it. But I do agree, like there's a lot of soft parenting where it's like, oh, you just hit that other kid in the face. I understand that you're frustrated, and it's like, you can't understand that. Be like, I don't care how frustrated you are. You're not allowed to do that.
Exactly.
That's not good.
You want to punch that kid in the face? You better put those hands up and let it. Like, it's going to get into town. We're going to let that kid get a few licks in.
Yeah.
I did that. My son had to learn that lesson when he was like 5. He was going through those little stages where like he thinks it's funny to hit people because other grown adults thought it was funny that a little kid was trying to like hit them. But it got to the point like it's getting annoying. It doesn't feel good because you're still hitting me, and because he doesn't know, like he like kids don't know if they're hurting you or not because you're an adult and you're trying to be like, oh, whatever. But if they like, just like most people, you get that good angle at that right moment, it's going to sting a little bit. So one day I told him, like, every time you hit me, I'm going to hit you back. And he was like, haha. And he started, when he was doing it, I would give him a little on the back of his head or on the top of his head. But I'm not like, oh, fucking shit. Like, but it made him realize, like, oh, my dad hit me, or oh, he hit me, or like, so, like, just, it's not like, oh, like I'm fucking scarring the kid. He's not crying. He's just taking a moment to realize, like, okay, he wasn't lying. If I hit him, he's gonna hit me back. Washington says, I'm Gen X. an eye for an eye. Slap the shit out of him. KFC says you have the right. You have that right. It's just frowned upon to discipline your kid. Yeah. Well, depending on the
I think
state
there's just
too.
different ways to go about it. My parents weren't ones to hit. I think I like got into physical altercations with like my dad, but like
I think
not
we all did
often.
in our teenage years.
Yeah, no, it was like a teenager. I was being stupid, and
Mhm.
Another time he was being stupid. That was bad. But yeah, like I wasn't one to get hit. I used to get spicy mustard in the mouth though. That was a good one.
Spicy mustard.
Bad. Yeah.
No, I got the chancla. I got the belt. My dad beat me. I remember it good. I remember one time I thought I was a little badass when I was like 13, and I was picking on my dad, like pushing him around the house and doing everything. And he was like, "All right, you little fucker, I'm gonna get you back." I'm like, "Haha, no, you won't, you old man." And I was like, "You won't step up to me." And he was like, "All right, watch this, watch." And I'm like, "Okay." And my best friend was over at the time, and he was like, "Hey, go get the laundry." I'm like, "Okay." Like what? Like 20 minutes later, I was already over it. My dumb teenage ass was probably like, "Whatever, I'll get the laundry, throw it on the bed, then go back to what I'm doing." And as I'm bending over, it was a front-loaded dryer. He comes up, and my buddy has to retell this. He retold the story to me because I can't see. I'm bending over, getting the stuff out of the dryer, and apparently my dad did one of these, and fucking all the way back, and bam, right in the ass. And I went, and I remember this part because it was me. I folded it to the dryer, and I come out. I'm like, and my bell was rung because my head went straight into the back. Like it felt like it hit the wall, like not the dryer, but the wall. And I look at my friend, and my dad is dying. He's fucking sitting in the hallway, and he's like, "I told you I'd get you." And I'm like, "What?" And my buddy is like, "He got you." I'm like, "Okay."
He got you. You got you good enough that you're not gonna remember it.
Yeah, I was like, "What the fuck?" Yeah. R&D says, "I just gave my son a look now and a tone, and he stops that attitude." That's what my kid does now too. Like all I have to do is tell him, "Hey, do you want me to use my angry voice, or just look at him, or say his name in a certain way?" And he'll be like, "Oh, okay, I'm done. I'm doing it.
Stop,
yeah." Charizard says, "Nah, you said you wanted that right to hit another person's kid. I just want to see you have that fight. You have that right." Yeah. My mom's still beating my ass, this son of a merc. He's a grown man married with kids. And my mom too. My mom said she'd beat me if I really needed to. My abuelita would cut the pits off habaneros and make us suck on the pits. Fuck that. Yeah, that sounds brutal. He's told me that before. I think he said it on the podcast he was on. KFC had a rough childhood. That's why I don't trust him. Don't trust. No, I'm just kidding. Trust KFC. He's good people. Son of a Merc says, "You want to act like a man, you got to get your ass beat like one too, or you put on the gloves and you get to the garage." Mind you, I was always into trouble. I say that to when I was in law enforcement. I said that to women all the time. And I'm not. If anything, I think I'm more feminist than most feminists out there because fuck, you want equal rights, I'm going to give you an equal left. That's all it is. But that was me in law enforcement. So there's different capacities. I'm not going to go out there and start beating on women. No, but I'm going to defend myself.
Yeah, I always see like the internet fights and stuff, and it's like sometimes if you're hitting enough, it gets to a point.
Yeah, you're still an adult, and some of these girls are big now. It's like, no, fuck that. I don't like getting hit in the face regardless. Like that's why I told my kid, like, yeah, you hit me, I'm gonna hit you back. Yeah. Let's go back to Pokemon for a minute. So you said you have a small business, you are selling cards, you are trading cards, all that fun stuff, like the hobby you're supposed to do it in. Tell us a little bit why you started to sell cards as a video series and everything.
So I this is going deep. I kind of actually like planned on doing a video on this kind of, but I don't mind going through it. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
So for I don't know when it was. It was October of 2022, I want to say. I got contacted by a esports organization, and I have my meme page. So they hit me up to make memes for them, and they were basically going to pay me to be like their meme lord. That was my exact job title. So I would make memes on like relevant games and stuff.
Yeah.
So for 7 or 8 months, I had a job to make memes, and it was like I made 20 memes a month or something like that, like 12 to 20, depending on what was going on. And I made what I make in a single check. I get paid weekly. I would get that a month to make memes, and it was a remote job. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to go to meetings. It was so easy. So I used that money to fund content. Like that's $300 a week to make videos. And I used that money to like buy a car, like help me put like a down payment towards it. And then, like I said, 7 months into it, they terminated my position because the page that I was working on, they were supposed to hire like 4 people. They never hired anyone except for me. So the page wasn't doing well because I was the only person making content.
Right.
And after that, about 2 months later, they hit me up again because they got backed by a bigger company to do another project where they needed a meme maker. So I jumped back on, but I was making half the money. And I was like, oh, this is fine, whatever. And when I did like all my finances or like my financial planning, I accounted for if I lose this job, because I know this isn't guaranteed. It's literally making memes. Like to get paid for this is ridiculous in itself. I will survive like paying for a car, but it's going to be tighter. So then I got the other job. That one only lasted 2 months because the page wasn't performing well on TikTok. So they stopped backing the project. And now I'm back to this point where like my finances are tight. And I was like, I can't afford to open $200 a product. And the way that I edit, like when a new set comes out, I'll open one of every project, one of every product. So it's 36 packs in a booster box, another 8 packs for an elite trainer box. So that's 44. And then you have every like little blister. So that's like 60 packs that I do in like 6 or 7 minutes because I like to edit things quick and like not fumble around packs and whatnot. And I was like, that's just too expensive. It costs $250 to make a video that I monetized, but I make $5 for that video at most.
Yeah.
So
and that's like, the crazy thing with YouTube. Like for people who don't know or don't do any research about YouTube, they think, oh, as soon as you get monetized, you're going to make hundreds. And that's not how that works. Yeah,
you get paid.
That's amazing. You get fucking $5 a month.
Yeah. I turned on memberships and it does help. Like people have been very supportive. I'm very thankful for that. I mean, I think I have like 4 members right now because I don't live stream a lot. Like members typically come more with live streaming. But it still helps. Like every little bit helps for like the editing program and all that. But I was at the point where, like I said, like my budget's tight. I just can't spend $250 in a video. So I was like, I watch a guy, Phoenix Resale, a lot, and I watch.
I love those 2 guys.
They're both great. So they both do resale content. Phoenix Resale does it more video games, and Froggy Flips does more like nostalgic toys. And I was like, well, I'm already involved with Pokemon, and I do see some people doing like some resale stuff, but like I was like, I think. And I've heard this too when it comes to content creating, like, and this goes with like any business and stuff. But like we're in a niche of Pokemon. Pokemon itself inherently should do okay, but like it's not at the same time. Like I've been doing this for 3 years, and an opening video can maybe get 600 views. And I was like, what can I add to the niche that isn't being met that I think could just help with views? Also, I'm not spending as much money because I'm reselling the cards that I'm dealing with. So that was kind of the idea behind it. And after my idea to make it is when we found out that we were pregnant. So it worked out too that I was like, well, now I really don't want to spend money on videos because I had to buy baby food. I had to buy diapers.
That's just not cheap at all.
Yeah. So
hopefully your wife can breastfeed.
Yeah.
Because breast milk is free. Formula is not. Yeah, and it's like $30 to $50 depending on what you get.
So it's like I know. I was like looking at this numbers. That's why I've been like trying to talk to like I told you I was on the phone with my financial person before, like my tax guy.
Does New York have a WIC program?
What is it?
Does New York have a WIC program?
I don't know what that is.
WIC stands for Women, Infants, and Children, and essentially it's a program that They just give you some extra funds to help with the baby and the mother until the child is 5 years old.
I actually don't know. You know what though? We are very blessed. Like our family would never let us be like we will never not have a place to go. So we are very fortunate in that. And I do make like good money in my regular job, but it just became a point of I don't have the extra funds to put into the channel. So doing selling right now, I have my net profit has been about $932 or a little bit more actually. I think like $1,000 now. And I have about $1,300 worth of stuff in stock. So like right now my business, I only have $300 invested into it basically. Like once I like liquidate the stuff in the funds. So
okay, gotcha.
Now that I have that, instead of just building a collection that just sits there and I look at it and it's pretty, which is fun. It's a very fun thing to do. I like someone like PokeRev who has like this amazing collection or like that's awesome. Yeah. But now I just can't afford to do it with little ad revenue. So this just gives me the opportunity to at least like kind of be neutral while making content. And I also right now I have a show coming up where I'm going to be like selling stuff at a table at a card show in February. So the reason I even have so much stock is because I'm waiting for that because I know that I can make a better percentage of profit there than selling online.
I did card shows every now and then. I don't have enough like Pokemon like I have some like sealed product and some singles that I know people would buy, but I'm gonna hoard them because I want them. So I mostly sell like my Funkos and other collectibles that I have. But it's sometimes it's hard for these local shows because it's kind of like a swap meet. So hopefully you can make your money back on the table that you have to buy to be there.
I think it only costs like $70. And right now I bought a lot of the cards off of like collections from people. So I've gotten them at cheaper prices. So I haven't really gone through my finances on my channel, but like I plan to. Yeah. But I bought a collection that I did an opening for. Actually, Metri might be doing the editing for that, which is really cool. So I basically got that at $5 a card, and I sold a bunch of Legends cards. It was 13 of them at $21 a card. So I made $340 selling Legends cards, and I paid $350 for the lot. And I still have another like 60 cards to go through.
Damn, that's when you have to get lucky and get a binder like that. I like going to garage sales, but they're so hit and miss because sometimes they're just up in a garage or up in a box somewhere in an attic, so they're not very well kept. But sometimes you get really lucky.
I bought that from someone on Instagram, so it was very lucky. Yeah. But that's why like I tried doing different methods. So like I bought his entire collection actually.
Okay,
so
cool.
I bought another wave. So the first collection that I bought to sell off, I bought it for $600. I want to say. No, not 600. I think like $3. Oh shit! I had to look. It actually might be 600. But I've already sold like $1,100 worth of that product, and I still have some stuff that are like $200 cards. Like I have the Alt Art Arceus, Palkia, and Dialga card from Sun and Moon.
Yeah. Son of a Merc says Wick is great, and they should approach you when you start getting heavier baby appointments. So yeah, it sounds like Wick is a program in New York. Opossum says, "Good old Wick."
What's up, Opossum?
Jay's Corner says, "What's up, Gonzo? What's up, Starman?" Hey Jay, how you doing? Opossum, Jay, you guys missed the tier list we made. Opossum, don't go back and watch it. You'll beat us up with your fisticuffs and Wiglet. But Wick is a good program. It's government funded, but it's not something like you have to write off on your taxes that you got government assistance or anything like that. Because you have to stick to specific items. It will help you get formula, and formula is not cheap. So let's hope that your wife can breastfeed. Even if she does need to do a mix of either one, it's good. I'm sorry, work doesn't believe in podcast tune-in time. Man, you better burn the building down. That's the best way to go about it. Soaking up some good info, says Pop. Yeah. Let me check the Q&A one more time really quick, see if anyone has any advice for you. They don't like you or your baby, those fuckers.
That's all right. I get it. I wouldn't either.
Is there anything that you want to ask us about? Because I'm a parent. My oldest is 8. My youngest is 1. Jay's Corner is a parent. Opossum is a parent to himself. Odie, I think Odie is a parent. I know there's a handful of parents in here. Son of a Merc's a parent. Stephen Collects is. R&D is a parent. Washington's a parent. So we can all. Where do babies come from? Well, you see, when a man and a woman love each other, Opossum, a bombardier shows up with a baby in the little pouch and it just drops him from the sky, from the butt. Says KFC. When a man. Okay. What was I talking about?
Any questions?
Yeah.
What? I'm blessed to have. I have 2 older brothers that have all young children right now.
Okay.
So I'm kind of in a situation where like I'm as ready as I could be. I
Burst
guess
from the back. I see. Mom pops him out. Pot just. Love is typically not involved. What the fuck, Jay?
Hey.
Do I need to call the police and make sure your wife is not a hostage? Jen, are you okay? Hey, legend, says Shetty. Hey, Shetty.
Hey, Shed.
Yeah. So you have two brothers, great parents.
Yeah. So I have like such a good support system that like any questions I've had I've been able to ask. It's been like really good. I mean, I do appreciate it. I definitely will ask, especially like I feel like Pokemon's got to somehow be like involved in this. Like, how do you keep a collection while also feeding a child?
You don't. You also need to, if you have things on the ground level, you got to raise it.
Yeah, I do have to baby proof this place.
Yeah. Well, Pop says, gotta go. I'll try to pack back up in here, but if not, good chat, fellas. Bye, Opossum. We love your face. Sometimes.
See you later, Opossum. Yeah, actually, the room that I'm in right now, that you can like see the pictures behind me, and I have way too much stuff. This is becoming baby room. I have like a 2-bedroom place, so
okay.
This is becoming baby room until we outgrow it, and got to start moving on that. I think in December is a good time because we're due at the end of March, and December I usually take off like around Christmas. So from the 23rd, I think. Yeah, I think like the 23rd until the 2nd, I'm off.
Okay.
So I'll have time to knock out this place.
KFC says, a man and a woman take love advice from Great Value Rev. Oh, fuck. Do I want to finish this comment? Then that said man and woman go see Dr. Parapod and the baby comes out the butt. God damn it. Speak. Do we want... No, I'm not going to talk about applesauce. I'll wait until the person we saw that picture from decides.
Yeah, I feel like that's just something that we shouldn't be the ones to talk about, only because it isn't public information yet. It is really funny.
Yeah, it is stupid funny. That like when Opossum pointed out that specific detail, I was like, no fucking way. That's the best thing I've ever heard. Yeah. So I'm either waiting for Opossum's video or the person who got that comment, their video. But
yeah, I don't know if he'll do it, but if he does,
I don't think he's going to do it either. But if he makes it public, I'm going to go off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will turn into Opossum for a minute just because I think it's so stupid.
Yeah,
I probably missed. Yeah, he's a fella. He's a person.
You know what though? I will say, I guess jealous is the right word, but it also isn't. He gets a lot of traction social media wise. Like I saw his TikTok the other day. It popped up, and he had like 2,000 likes, something like that. I posted TikTok. I don't get nothing. I don't get the love that he gets from social media. It's crazy.
I don't know what it is about him either. I've seen his content a handful of times. It's not for me.
No, it's not for me either. I've seen it a couple times too.
Yeah. Pokeshit said, hey Jay, what's going on, mate? How's the Iron Valiant chase? Oh, Jay's been chasing Iron Valiant for like 5 days. He finally pulled it last night.
Nice.
Jay says, I probably missed a lot, but I know how long Starman's been making content. Oh, he wants to know how long you've been making content. You did miss that. That was just as long as I have, since 2020.
Yeah, so I've been on YouTube for 3 years. I started off doing like Nintendo like reviews and stuff and some art, because that's like what my first Instagram page was. And then I decided to commit to Pokemon like not long after. It was only like a month or two. And it's been Pokemon since. And then I think 2022 or 2021, I had to look because I'm just really bad at years. I took like a bit of a break because I wasn't getting like views, and then I took a whole like philosophy change to how I do my channel, and I really love the quality of my videos, and like they just don't get the views that I would hope for, which is fine. The way that I started to look at it is like my YouTube channel is now just a portfolio for the day that one of the videos does go off. People have a backlog of like good content to watch, and like there's a good amount of good content. I think, and I think I do make good videos, but it's so I found the YouTube algorithm to be the hardest algorithm to crack.
Oh, 100%. KFC says cancel me. I'm not going to cancel you. That was a funny joke. It was good. Do you plan on going to Card Party?
Yes, I have my ticket bought. I booked a flight the other day.
I need to book my flight still.
You know what sucks? And this isn't on Pat, but it's the weekend of Father's Day, and it's my first Father's Day. So I'm literally leaving Sunday at like 6 a.m. Like I have to be like home.
Oh yeah, okay. To go, I was like, you're leaving a Card Party?
No.
That doesn't make any sense. Okay, so you're not saying the whole weekend, essentially.
No, but I'm gonna be there Thursday night. So if anyone's there like the night beforehand, I'll have time to hang out. And then
I plan on. Well, I already booked the hotel room, so I should be there Thursday night as well.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Do you have any video ideas, or do you have any specific things that you want to do while there, besides honestly, meet up with the Critical Hit team?
Yeah, I want to meet people. I've really enjoyed this space and talking to people on the internet, but I really, as much as I'm an introvert, I do enjoy talking to people and like meeting people, shaking someone's hand, having a conversation, making someone laugh, and like because like we did a dinner. There was a couple of creators in New York, like Ian with Ian, J Love, PokeSurge,
Powder,
and there was one other, I think, and then Pokemon and PokeDad were there.
I think Dan was there. For the dinner. Yeah,
I'm trying to think if there was someone else though. There might have been, but yeah, Dan was there, and to like talk to them and like meet people that have the same interest in me in this is like crazy. And like we do it every week with the Critical Hit podcast. Doing it in person, I don't know. It just felt more real because it was like you're in front of me and you like it too. Like there's no one in my area that really does that besides Professor Metry, but we like haven't met up yet. So it's like, I don't know. I'm really excited for that. And then I do have one video idea that I actually shared with Dan. But he's the and actually I shared it with J Love too. We were at a rooftop bar. So funny enough, that night, I kind of went like last minute. Me and J Love were trying to figure out a day to meet up because like we had been friendly. And he eventually told me about the dinner, and it was like a Sunday night, like the worst night for me to go out because of work the next morning.
Yeah.
When everyone was leaving, he's like, guys, like I don't have anything to do tomorrow, so let's stay out. And me and Dan went to another bar with him because I was like, you got me for another hour, and it's only because I think you're cool. And we were there, and we were talking about Card Party, like the first one, like somewhat plans for the second one without him like giving out too much information.
Yeah.
And I told them both like my idea, and they both thought it was cool. So I'm working on executing it. It might be why I have a mill tank right here. Might be. But I do have one idea for sure. You
don't have to share it because I don't want people to be like, we're gonna steal it.
Yeah, no, I don't want to steal it. So I'm keeping it under wraps. But there is a plan in place.
Yeah. Oh, we got the Pidgey boys. Jay's Corner says Gonzo will squeeze your butt, not just shake your hands. This is true. I'm a butt grabber. With consent, just not for Jay.
I play on a team, and there's a guy who likes to grab everything. So I get front and back squeezes.
Yeah, that's me. The hell was that? I think I just smacked a fly off my leg, like because I'm a ninja. Joey, myself, and Ichiban Dan have an idea for my channel, and I'm stealing the idea from Team Pocket.
Okay.
But I, without going into too much detail, we're essentially just waiting to see what the plans are for Card Party, to see if any of us are going to be on a panel, or if Pat, Dan, or the team has something involved, needs us for any capacity that weekend. Because the video idea I have is going to take up a lot of time. It's a race video though, so it shouldn't take that long. But it's a race video with a punishment, so it all depends on what Pat, Dan, and the rest of the team for Card Party have, and if at all they have any plans for us.
Right.
But I'm hoping. I'm hopeful. I will say that I am hopeful.
For the video idea or for being on a panel?
Both.
So when I talk to Dan, because we follow each other on Instagram now, so we're in each other's DMs from time to time. And talking to him, like, he's really cool, and I was very hopeful to get invited because I didn't get invited last time. I also don't think I was on their map last time, but that's why I said like this algorithm's so hard to crack. Like, I don't blame them.
It's super hard to crack. Yeah.
Sorry about that. But
everyone's saying hello to PG boys on the chat.
I
don't know why I said it that way.
The video idea I have, I can casually do through the weekend though. So, and what's cool is there's someone that's been like very supportive of my channel. So I'm actually going with him, and we're rooming together so we can split the cost and stuff like that. And like he's someone that I could ask to film, and
nice.
Like he'll probably want to hang out with me for most of the time anyway. So, I think it'll be good, but I'm really hoping, because we were talking on the last time I was on the Critical Hit podcast, someone had mentioned maybe something involving basketball could be happening at Card Party. And
that's
my thing.
Yeah, nothing is set in stone yet, but there's a basketball court there.
I think basketball is my thing. So like, if it's happening, it's over. I hope they ask me to do something with that because I literally in my videos play basketball with like people. So.
Dan is DPM's producer.
Yes, he's like a producer and editor. He does both.
Yeah,
really cool guy though. Very insightful. He's like, anytime I've had a question, he's like been willing to answer it. But a lot of it, the thing that sucks about like YouTube analytics and like direction and stuff is a lot of it feels so open ended. Like you can only give so much advice. Like you can't. There's no direct path, and it sucks.
Yeah, but that's because it's not a growing platform at all, because it's there. This is going to be here for the long run. It's just because it's not like a TV channel. It's not like you can turn on your local news. Well, now you can because of YouTube TV. But it's not like you can turn on Cartoon Network and just get nothing but cartoons. You turn on YouTube and it's literally everything under the sun. Yeah. So you have every type of person out here.
And you have to hope that it feeds you someone else's content that you're going to like. And then you have to also rely on someone clicking it. Like, I'm sure that I get recommended in like bigger videos, like off to the side, but it's like, how many people are going to see my face and be like, I don't know him. I'm going to click
I know that guy. Yeah, exactly. Good Time Gaming says, couple of legends. Let's go. How you doing, Good Times? Good Times. I need to open up more packs so I can get on one of his videos.
Yo. Like I said, I
opened this. Good Times, hooray!
I didn't even have it near me, but
I do love those countdown videos though. Like
they're great.
Whatever, they're so good. Yeah. What for as far as if basketball would to happen there? Who did I do? I did this with. I think I did with the Pidgey Boys or maybe Joey. I don't remember who I did this with, but I'll get back to that thought process in a second because I want to finish this piece. If they were to do something at Card Party for basketball, what would you want? A 3-on-3, 5-on-5, a game of 21, horse? What's your go-to?
So I guess it depends on what they want to do. If they want to just do it creators, I think 3-on-3 would be pretty solid. 5-on-5 could also be really solid.
I think 5-on-5, if it's just creators, would be too much.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just depends on how many people are willing to do it. Because if you only have 20 people that are willing to do it, then you can get it done in a 4-game bracket.
I'm pretty sure it would be a lot more than 5 people, or 20 people that want to compete.
No, that's what I'm saying too. It depends on how selective they want to be.
I think 3-on-3 would be the best way to go, so that way there can be 2 games going at one time. So
that's true too. I think 3-on-3 would probably be the best one. I don't think a game like. You could probably do an open event like stuff with horse, but then you have to make sure that you're not scheduling time for games. Like, if games is going to take up a majority of your time, then you can't do stuff like that. But like horse as an open thing for like kids to do would be fun. Yeah,
and we also got to think about like we don't know what the hotel has planned. Like, so because if they do a tournament, they have to tell the hotel and like we need this time slot available for the games.
Like,
can you do that? Can you block it off? Yeah. Gas to Grab saying hello to Good Times. Pokashed says 3-on-3 would be sick. Okay, I'm coming now. Hey, we convinced him to come. Let's go. Congrats on the monetization, Gas to Grabs. Yeah, congratulations. I know that's a huge deal. Yeah. I'm not there yet though, but I'll be there sooner or later. Just not tonight. I'm nowhere close tonight. Mods, please drop your link in the chat below. Drop every content creator down here. So good teams, E-mans, sheds, R&Ds, Pidgeys. Drop everyone's and their mom's link. Well, maybe not their mom's link. Wait, do that in my DMs.
I think it would also be cool if they set up. It depends on like the capacity of the stuff, but like if they could figure out a way to do like a creator 3-point contest and make it very selective.
Yeah.
Like even if it was like a random drawing, like as a creator, you can go into a drawing and if they pull your number, you could be in it. I mean, it'll be a little bit harder because like then you don't know if anyone's going to be good and it could be uninteresting. But maybe like select like 5 people that you know play basketball. Like I know I do. I know Radar does. Pokey Surge I think does.
Shiny Vert does. Joey does. I call Joey on my team because he's going to be the tallest creator there. I want that. I need that advantage. Do I want the Pidgey? Do I want both Pidgey boys or just one? You have to. If you're getting the Pidgey boys, you have to get both of them, even though one is significantly taller than the other.
Yeah, I think they're a package.
They're a package deal. That's fair. But to go back to my question that I had before I interrupted my own thought process. If you were going to build, you're the coach, not a player, the coach. What are the 5 Pokemon that you would take on a basketball team? You cannot have psychic Pokemon. Well, you can, but you just can't use their psychic abilities to cheat.
Okay. I think Machamp would be my number 1.
That's a good one.
Take 4 arms, big in the paint.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you got to go like humanistic. So like I'm thinking like Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee.
I don't know if I would pick Hitmonchan for a soccer team, not for. I don't know if I'd pick him for a basketball team.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Shed, I'm 5'7". Who wants me?
I think Grovyle.
Grovyle would be a good.
Grovyle would be a solid small forward.
Yeah.
Hitmontop.
Yeah. So you're going all.
I think it'd be a great point
all
guard.
Human. You're going all human types or human form.
I'm just trying to think of like because like you could pick Onyx and he'll be insane, but like is that fair? It's like what if
you? They're Pokemon. Well, no, because it's Pokemon. So if you're getting a Machamp, I'm gonna want something that could defend myself from a Machamp. So I'd probably pick a.
All right, so
I would probably pick a bulky. Yeah, because we've had this discussion on the channel before. I just don't remember who it was with. Yeah, but there were some like chat had some good ones. They were like saying Groudon because of how tall he is, how big he is. But can he handle the ball is the question. Traveling on Onyx every time. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Steelix, Machamp, Hitmontop. I think it would be a great point guard. I don't know why. Like dishing it out, getting quick passes out. Grovyle, and dang, this is tough.
KFC says Gonzo, much love, brother. Got to help the baby mama get some stuff done so don't pop too early. She doesn't. Starman, good luck on the dad thing. Enjoy the podcast. Have a good night, KFC. We love you, man.
Thank you. Have a good.
Yeah. I'm going to go with a Pokemon that's probably going to be super busted and should be banned next time I have this conversation. Speed Form Deoxys.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Man. Oh, man. I should find out how Metri does the draft league for your guys' channel, and I should do that for Pokemon. Just pick a random handful of like 10 Pokemon and do that with somebody one day. I think that'd be interesting.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
I think then, because that's a good point, I think I take like Latios then.
See? Yeah, exactly. Because you went too literal, like, oh, can they dribble a ball? And I think that's where you were like, like you got to use your imagination a little bit. Because if we did allow psychic Pokemon, every person would pick Alakazam and Mewtwo, and
those two would be insane.
They're just broken. Yeah, exactly. R&D Pokemoner says, good night, heading to bed. Have a good night, R&D. Shed, got to go. Unit shotgun his team. Shotgun all the teams. Have a good night, Sheddy. F-Bomb 94. F-Palm? Bomb? I hope I pronounced your name right. 94 says, How would Onyx travel? He covers the whole court, so I don't think you would need to move. I think they were saying they would travel on Onyx as a shortcut, because while you're on him and running, he'll be moving his body so the defenders can't get him.
Yeah, I don't even think I'd feed him the ball much. I'd just stick him in the paint. He'd be defender of the year.
Oh, I would go with Steelix then if I'm going defender, because then he could rotate his bodies with those little panels that he has on the side and smack the ball. Good passer. Hariyama would be good. I think Hariyama would be better as a goalie for like soccer because of his gloves.
Definitely agree.
Yeah. Let's stay on the topic of sportsmanship, and you pronounce it right. F-bomb, palm. I said it like I don't remember. What up? A little late, says Ichiban Dan. Shut up, Dan. No one likes you. Ooh, speaking of Dan, where's his box? So Dan used me as a middleman for some PSA cards. And here's his 6 cards that he sent me that I need. I am not sending him back. Where he's going to be in town or in the area during Thanksgiving week. So we're going to meet up. I'm going to give these to him in person and hopefully make a little video of it.
That's cool.
He has 6 cards in here. 5 of them are really good grades. The other one, not so much. He doesn't know what the grades are. But I won't. I had to be honest with him to let his heartbreak settle a little bit, so he's not be like, oh god damn it, no. But they're like some of the cards are fucking phenomenal. A lot of Crown Zenith cards, a lot of promo cards that are older that a lot of people love.
Nice.
Yeah, he's teasing the hell out of me, says Dan. Dan the man. Yeah, I don't like me either. My psychiatrist says I don't like myself. I'm sorry. My rants, man. My rants are a lot more calmer when I'm with one person than I was when I was with you guys. Because like, oh, well, it didn't help that Opossum is also like shiny object over there. Let's talk about that. So,
Opossum and Rock both go on tangent.
Yeah. If you were to fight any Pokemon, let's go with another humanoid style. You had to win. They can't use any of their like special attacks. Just straight fisticuffs. You had to win. What Pokemon are you picking?
What's the Tyrogue? I think is his name, right?
I was gonna go Tyrogue too. Pick one of the babies.
I think it'd have to kick the shit out of a baby.
I would kick the fuck out of a baby. Have you seen that video on like Instagram or TikTok where it's like, would you hit this child for $1 million? Yeah.
And then he just cuts to someone like nailing a football or something. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh my God, you need to leave one of those videos because you hit a child. Now, I would punt a child for $1 million. For $1 million, I'd punt my own child.
He'd probably be happy though.
Yeah, because he just
at least he could reap some of the benefits of that.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah. You would not believe what I would do less for a Klondike bar, okay, people? Like, what do you think I'm gonna do for $1 million? $1
million is a lot of money.
Son of a Merc says Jigglypuff would get punted. Jigglypuff is too adorable to punt. I can punt the Tyrogue though, because I wanted to have that urge that I felt it. I need to feel that urge and that force. I don't think I can do that with the Jigglypuff because it's a balloon.
Makes me want to kick a fat kid at Kmart.
Yeah, I love that. Fuck, what's his name? I can't think of his.
Theo Von.
Theo Von. Yeah, for some reason I was thinking Thaddeus. I'm like, what the fuck?
Thaddeus. Theo Von's so funny.
Theo Von's fucking great. Before we end off for the night, tell the people where they can find you, what you do, and anything we can expect from the channel that you have not talked about already.
All right. I'm Starman. You can find me at YouTube, Starman DX, or on Instagram, Twitter. It's all like around the same, but all the links are in my description on my channel if you do check out one of the videos. What you can expect is actually, I'm probably going to be taking a little bit of a break for the next month, but I'm going to be working on content in the background because for the last 12 days of December, I plan on posting for the 12 days of Starman so that maybe the algorithm will pick me up for posting actually like a couple days in a row instead of once a week. But I have a lot of like fun video ideas to go over finances of resales, just doing openings, showing off a collection that I bought. One of the videos is like starting a collection, which sounds really fun. And I might be playing in a Pokemon tournament too. So I try to catch like all angles of the hobby. I try to play the game. I try to collect. I try to sell. I try to do it all as much
Do it
as I
all.
can because I do enjoy every aspect of it.
I'm the same way.
That's where you can find me.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, his links in the for his personal channels in the description down below. I dropped the Critical Hit podcast link in the chat. Critical Hit is Starman, Metri, Roxanne, Opossum Bud, Official Dark, Vision Games. Is it just 6? Who am I missing? I think it's just 6.
There's a couple of random people that pop in and out. Like Ryan's been in there, Cool Trainer Ryan.
That was a great episode, but there was a lot to talk about at that time when he came on.
Yeah, there was. Sean popped in too. But like they're all in the server, so like at any time they could come. And might be having a big guest on sometime soon.
Yes. J Love is also someone who
can
pop in at any time. Yeah. Yeah. Shiny. I know Shiny Vert has been discussed. His name has been dropped to pop in on the channel. Is there anybody that like you specifically want to see on the channel? Not the person that I think you're just referring to, because I know that person. Just anybody. Like if you can have anyone on, who do you think it would be, and why?
Wow. To be honest, I'm a huge J-Love stan, so I'm glad that he's been on it, but
good.
I haven't been on it with him. So I would like to do that. Actually, I mean, DPM would obviously be like a huge opportunity to have on there. But I do find Dan to be very interesting. And he doesn't have a social media, so I don't know how much he'd be into it.
Oh, he's been on this channel like 3 times.
Yeah. I find him to be very interesting. So I think that he would be very cool. So him, DPM, like I said, I'd like to be on with J-Love, even though he's been on.
I love talking to Dan, because I can talk to Dan about all kinds, because he's also a huge wrestling fan.
So he lives, or we at least take the same train line home when we were going home. So we talked a little bit about my channel, but then like also talked about wrestling and his involvement with like the WWE network. Yeah.
He's worked with Disney and MLB, all that stuff. So cool. He's such a knowledge of wealth.
He is.
Dan Prime is the GOAT. Yeah, we call him Dan Prime because of Ichiban Dan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Dan Prime is he is absolutely the GOAT. Like I don't know how to do the TikTok ending, but I need one of those videos where like the GOAT, and that's why he's the GOAT. We need to do that with Dan, and then because I will say it. I've said this on the channel before, and I've said it to Dan's face. Dan is arguably more important than Pat is for that channel.
I would not say more. I would say very close to equal.
Yeah, well that's fair. That is fair. But I like, if you have a team that you trust that much, that the way Pat does, it's insane what they can do, and they're doing amazing things.
No, they're doing great.
I know it sounds like
I just wouldn't say more, because you also have to consider they both come from really good backgrounds, but DPM didn't just like fall into this thing. He's been working on his social media presence for years. Yeah, he does have his own channel. Dan
makes it run well.
Like that's what I'm saying. I think it's more of like an equal than more than. Yeah. But definitely agree. Very big part of it.
Shetty says, I feel like an asshole because I didn't know who he was. Well, like you said, he doesn't have a big social media presence. He's kind of just there. But yeah, he is important to Pat's channel for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. I can't wait to meet up with them and all that. Pat is Steve Jobs minus the being the asshole part, and Dan was Wozniak. Pat is the creativity and personality. Dan is the nuts and bolts. Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
But thank you, Starman, aka James, for coming onto the channel. Thank your wife for allowing me to steal you away for 2 hours of your time. Chat, thank you so much for popping in. Sorry there was no giveaway tonight. Like we were talking about, like this is an expensive hobby, and I got to start stocking up on cards for my video idea that I have in December, and I'm going to I'll be hitting you up in a DM about another video live stream I have for Christmas. I'll talk about it now because I know there's some people in the chat that I want to reach out to for this. So like Ichiban Dan, Joey, Ian with Ian, Opossum. I know he's not here, but I want to reach out to a handful of creators that I've had on the channel before and do like a recap video of like, hey, the end of the year's here. What's changed since coming on last? What do you have plans for the next year? but I want to do a massive holiday giveaway, end of the year giveaway. So I need to. I already talked to Pat and Dan, so they help me out on the Google forms that like Pat uses for his giveaways. So what I want to do is do that. Like, hey, enter your name, your username, and your email, so we can contact you, and I can give that other information to other content creators. And what I'm gonna do is every person on that live stream is going to give something away for the holidays, but we're also going to talk to the chat. We're not going to go like boom, boom, boom. So like if I go, I'm like, oh, this is my giveaway. And then we'll get the top down cameras and we'll give some stuff away, but this is for 1,000 subs. And then we'll just go down the line from there. That is my idea for a live stream, but I need to make contact with people, see if they're willing to give stuff away, all that stuff.
You can count me in if you do it.
Hell yeah. There you go. Enough said. So Starman is giving away his child, his firstborn.
Yes.
Yeah, everything. But that was my idea because I want to get back to my whole philosophy on giveaways for my channel, at least, is there. It's just there to say thank you. And I can't say thank you enough to the people who've come onto the channel to help me, to have a conversation with me. And I can't say thank you enough to the people in chat and the people who subscribe, because without them, I wouldn't be doing this. I love talking to people, chat, you, even Joey from time to time. I just love talking to people. It's really fun. So keep an eye out for Starman's videos, these live streams coming up. Get into the community, guys. Go talk to some people out there playing the game, collecting, all that fun stuff. That's Starman. I'm Gonzo. Don't forget, collect how you want to collect. Peace.